What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A-Mount Echo. I got Jonah to my left, Frankie to my right. We are missing one important piece. We don't have any information on the TVA today.
I know.
Steven, we miss you, man, but thanks for serving our country. Thank you for the support. But we got a lot to cover today, man. We got Aggie Softball, Aggie Baseball in full swing. Again, no pun intended. I love that, man. That's my favorite saying. But and then we also got powerlifting too as well. Yeah. Jonah had mentioned to me.
Some golf.
But today, guys, is a sad day for our country. A very sad day. I mean, Duke lost last night in a very tight game against Houston. Had the chance to go back to the national championship, first time since I believe like 2015.
Oh,
so I'm a little heartbroken.
That's why there's no jersey there today.
Yeah, he's just bandwagon.
But anyways, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. NMSU softball. Let's go. Who wants to start off?
Go ahead, Frankie. Start us off.
Softball. I actually know very little about what happened. I mean, we played UTEP. Did we beat UTEP?
I have a little bit, actually, yeah. No, we lost both games. Start off UTEP. I think there's 3-game series.
Mm-hmm.
And they played today. But there's a little, like, I don't want to say, I'll say it, unsportsmanlike on UTEP's part. Yesterday, it was on ESPN Plus, and I saw some clips on it on Twitter. They're ending the inning. A girl gets thrown out at first. So NMSU gets thrown out at first. The girl that got thrown out was walking back to the dugout. And then one of the UTEP girls comes full steam, knocks her over.
Damn.
And then their coaches, players get like, they don't like get into it, but they like, start yelling at each other. And I think the Sun News reported that the coach Rodoff said that it was just, or the Aggie coaches said that it was just unsportsmanlike by UTEP. And like, they never seen that. So I was like, wow.
I wonder what provokes that, because you don't just like up and do that. You know,
it was a close game, both games.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could think of. It was like 3-5, fifth inning, I think. So they're getting close, and they're rivals, I guess. But like, I thought that was a little crazy. I never seen that in softball, baseball. You see a little more of that. But,
yeah.
But I mean, hopefully that kind of pumps up the Aggies to kind of finish off the series on a good note today. So,
do you know who it was that got hit?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
It wasn't Desiree, I know that, or yeah. So, but also, let's see, what's her name? Faith Aragon got pitcher of the week. Yeah, this past week for Conference USA, and then Desiree Spearman, of course, we always talk about her. She was named Softball America's number 3 two-way player. Number 3, like that's out of a lot of people that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that play two-way in softball. It's like your utility. So that's pretty cool to see. And she's getting recognized. And people here don't understand how good of an athlete we have in her. So shout out to Desiree. Again, we keep saying that, but like we're going to keep praising it because she deserves all that.
Yeah.
All those
and it's cool to see that there are multiple girls that are getting recognized throughout the conference for their play. It goes back to what I said last week of there's some really good athletes around her that are doing really well. I saw on Instagram, I was out of town, so it was hard for me, but there was like some diving catches out there. And so I thought they had the lead on Friday. So I was surprised to hear that they lost both of them. So they're playing right now, right? I think,
yeah. No, they're about to start at 12.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the boys are actually about to start, the men, they're about to start at 11 a.m. They're at Sam Houston, about to close out the.
Yeah, and they're split so far. I saw something the other day. I think Adam Young put it on. That one of the players was ranked top, I think, first in batting and some sort of batting in the NCAA. Obviously that changed since the games. They play so many games that it changes constantly. But again, like NMSU always has some athletes that are ranked up there, and it could be the opponents we're playing, but still, like this year is a little different. I think they have more of a competitive schedule. We already have 2 top 25 wins versus Texas A&M and Dallas Baptist, who's number 17. So both teams are doing some work, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty consistent throughout the conference schedule, and then they make some noise in the conference tournament. This is kind of a thing for the baseball and softball teams to do. For some reason, they just churn it on during that time. So I think
it's so streaky, and coaches coaches are trying to figure out lineups as well. You're trying to figure out what position to put somebody to bat, right? I mean, even in our slow pitch softball, it's not, don't come at us as if though it's the same thing, but
it is.
Sometimes you want to put a specific person behind another batter, right? Maybe somebody's struggling, so you put somebody out there that kind of gets the momentum, who's like, all right, there's going to be a base hit when you're on deck, right? And that helps. But I wouldn't be surprised. I think Mitch Namey's been doing really good. Forrester's been doing really good as well. So there's been a couple guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mitch that
was the hitter,
the top batter this.
Do you know our rotation for the pitching? I haven't really kept up with
Turner. I know Turner is our, I think has made himself the ace. I don't know if he started that way, but Turner's been our top one. But I don't, off the top of my head, I can't remember all of our.
Also, they kind of rank him like for the first game, they go the best, or I think that's how they do it, right?
Yeah, if it's
series.
I mean, it's like baseball. Like opening day, you have your number one pitcher, right? You got to have that rotation. But if you have the break, maybe your number 5 pitcher won't pitch that go around, right? And so you have your top 3 that you rotate through. You have a little bit more breaks than you do in the MLB. So you'll have 3 or 4 solid pitchers that you start, and then you'll have a closer and you'll have a couple middle relievers in there.
How many pitchers do we have? Do typically college baseball teams have on their roster?
On the roster, probably 10 guys that are seeing playing time. 7 or 8.
No, I just asked because that makes sense. Because I actually got to cover a couple of MLB players that are now in the MLB for the Aggies. But Kyle Bradish, who plays for the Orioles now, who's actually taking some time. I think he had Tommy John surgery this past summer. He'll play in mid of the season. But I got to cover him. He was always like the first guy, I guess the ace on the first game. And then he would sometimes even pitch midweek games. And usually what I've noticed is they have different pitchers for midweek games. Like the guy that kind of doesn't really go in the rotation, but he'll just step in. But he pitched a lot, and he was good. I remember seeing on the college scouts, and I was like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm a journalist. And they're intimidating for sure. They had like their guns, their radar guns. And
yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah. There was, I went to just quick, I'm sure we'll get into college or high school baseball, but I see even parents now having their own radars there. It's getting serious.
I saw, I think Gunnar Guardiola, the quarterback for Cruces, is playing baseball this year, and he's pitching, and he had like the legit radar or whatever, and they said, don't quote me or quote me, but it said 91, and he put it on Twitter. So like, he put it on Twitter. It's a little serious. So I thought it was pretty cool that I don't know why he didn't play the years before, but maybe he's just taking advantage of his last 2 years here. I don't know.
Well, you just said it. What's his name? Who just had Tommy John surgery? Play for so long, there comes a point where you tear all those ligaments apart, especially if you're pitching. That repetition, man, just tears up everything in your elbow, and you essentially have to repair everything in there. And baseball is such a like stat driven and like very detailed. A lot of times scouts just don't want you. Obviously, you have to play to know that you're that good, but maybe he already knew he was that guy and kind of just took a break. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Bright news. There's some bright news for NMSU. You said it. We beat Texas A&M before. Texas A&M just beat the number 1 ranked Tennessee.
Oh,
like
really?
26-9. Baseball. That's a big score.
Yeah, I know they play Arizona this midweek matchup, and they're not even, usually they're ranked, but they're not. But we get a win like that. I don't even know what conference they're in now. Arizona, big.
Arizona's not even Pac-12. I was going to say, that's easy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll say big
10,
big something.
Big 10, big whatever amount.
But like if we get a win like that looks good on our RPI or whatever it's called now.
I think it was like 23. It was in the 20s, either 23 or 26, and then they scored still a lot of points, but not or runs. But it wasn't.
It could be a record-setting year for the baseball if they get another power conference win. If I don't remember us getting 3 during the BG era, like in one season, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you go to the very bottom.
Miss you, Steven.
I know, Steven, this is where he's clutch. He's so fast with it.
Oh, usually have the conference.
Yeah, I went to the bottom too, and I couldn't see it.
While you're looking at that, I wanted to give a shout out. I was actually on the golf course when we were talking about it. But Emma Bunch, she is the golfer for NMSU, and she entered and qualified for the amateur Augusta National tournament, and that's a special course that she played at. For those guys who don't know what Augusta is. That's where the Masters is played. And she was able to qualify. She was the first Aggie to ever qualify and for that tournament. So Emma Bunch, she's a junior at NMSU, and she is playing for the first time at Augusta National for the amateurs. And she made the cut. It's cool to make it, but to make the cut, you have to be in the top. I think it's 20. I'm not sure what it looks like for the tournament, but you have to have a certain score. And Augusta's just famous for being so difficult. And she shot a 5 under to make the cut. And then she ended up with, I think, 6 under yesterday. So that made her, or that put her in 11th place, tied for 11th. So that's pretty good. First time representing NMSU. And to make the cut and to finish on the weekend is pretty neat. So in the golf world, that's huge.
She's a sophomore, you said?
Junior.
Wow. It seems like golf is kind of getting, obviously with like all the stuff they're adding to it, like the Tiger Woods, whatever virtual thing.
Oh yeah.
But still, like they're getting a little more praise. And NMSU golf has been good for years. Dominated the WAC. I don't know if they won. I think they might have won last year in the conference. But we always have good golfers. I mean, we go to the golf course all the time and we see those guys just working repetition. I think golf is boring, but there's people that love it. I mean, so
you haven't come play with us yet.
I'm just not good. That's why I said it. So,
but NMSU is unique in that way. There's just so much to say about NMSU that's unique. But in the golf world, we're one of very few universities that have a PGA program.
That's right.
So a lot of people want to come here from across the United States, really, because we're a warm area. You can play year round, and to be a PGA pro, what you do is you're essentially learning to be a manager for a golf course.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a full management program that we're the only one in the state for sure. I know Mississippi State is another one that's popular. I'm sure, Arizona, there might be some states out there, but
so they get their degree unique in that.
Yep.
So in UNM, for example, or UTEP, they don't do that. They don't have a
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hell yeah, NMSU.
Yep. So we're cool. In every way, we're so unique and all that. So
yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Looks like we got 7th last year in the Conference USA Championships.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Then. Maybe it's
and golf is so different in the college level. I got to learn a little bit just from my old roommates and boss. He is actually a national championship in the NAIA. And he says it's so hard because it's an individual, but it's also a team thing. So you need everybody to play really well, and they average out the scores. So it's really different.
Is that like JUCO?
It's
like division.
It's just a different establishment. It's still a school. It's still schooling, but
no, I know a couple of schools here in AIA. I don't know if Division 2, but also powerlifting. I wanted to shout out to them. Shout out to Coach Ocampo for putting these stats on Aaliyah Salas and Mariah Caesar. They won state powerlifting.
Oh wow!
I saw that. Yeah,
Friday.
Centennial.
Yeah, they're from Centennial. Yeah. And I think they're in one. Mariah was in the 114 class, and Aaliyah was in the 198 class. And so they're putting on some heavy weight too. So,
how do you win state in powerlifting?
They like combine. So I guess you get points for the weight you lift up. Like if it's heavier than others, you get more points, obviously. And then they just combine those for individual and team. And shout out to Alamogordo girls too. They won state. I know last time I was kind of dissing on Alamogordo.
All of a sudden there.
So I had to get that in. But with my time there, I talked to some of the coaches, and they always had big praise about their powerlifting program. I think one of the football coaches, I forget his name, but he's the head coach for powerlifting. He takes it pretty serious. I think he's done a couple of like coaching expos or like going to stuff to get some pointers and all that. But they won state, and good for them, because I know they've been struggling at the 5A level with the other sports. Not struggling, but it's just hard for they're considered a little school, right, for 5A. Like they could be a big 4A school. But to get that state championship, that's pretty cool. Get you a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And then even on the boys Centennial side, I know the quarterback, Zayden Davis, got second in his weight class, and then a couple of other football players. I know Coach Ocampo is pretty big on getting his football guys to do powerlifting because one, it helps in the season when they always lift so much in off season, and it helps when they're playing. But he also just likes lifting. He's very big on the, I guess technical stuff like the
technique of it.
Technique,
gotcha.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he's a really good coach. So, and I know a couple of them got 5th in their weight class, and then top 3 in another weight class. So like Centennial was putting in work, and we also know your intern who went to state too for select. And I didn't find his name on there, but I mean, to even be qualified for state is a huge accomplishment. So I'm proud of all those guys and girls. And Leah also plays football for Centennial, so she's putting in the work, dude. Yeah, she's lifting football, powerlifting, doing football workouts, and she still got that state championship.
Dang.
So I wish they had that when I was there, but whatever.
I wish they would have had it. Not even for my sake. For those of you guys that went to Oñate, when it was still Oñate, Coach V, he was the weight training coach, PE coach, and he was big on those, they're like showcases, whatever, bodybuilding stuff, but he was always into it. And he was an older dude. You wouldn't see it from him. I mean, he had massive biceps. I mean, he'd make us do 50 push-ups before we started weight training. And he had 8 classes? He did them with everybody. So he's like, every day he's like 400 push-ups, boom, 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 boom. He was like in his late 60s. He passed away, RIP, Coach V.
Oh, really?
But that would have been really cool that if that was around when we were, when I was in school and when he was coaching there, because I know for sure he would have been the head coach for that. Yeah. Because that's dope. I thought of him, every time we think of that, I think of Coach V. They have a big banner when you're walking to the gym at
so he would do all those push-ups with every class?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, respect
it was 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and he'd do it all. And he'd do beast. He was a beast.
And he was there for a while, wasn't he?
He was a long time, yeah.
Because my parents remembered him, I think.
I think they started powerlifting like right when you graduated, probably the next year, which sucks for us, but.
We had rugby.
Oh, dude, I practiced in rugby once for Cruces rugby. Even though I went to Centennial, my senior year, I just went because Centennial didn't have a team. This is the worst thing ever. Shout out to the rugby men because they're men. Like I can't get hit without pads. It's too scary, and not even wearing a mouthpiece. Sometimes I was like, "You guys are wild, bro." Like,
that gives me the chills. No mouthpiece.
Like, well, I mean, some of them didn't wear mouthpieces, but you probably should. Yeah, rugby wasn't for me. I don't think they kind of stopped doing.
I don't think even NMSU has rugby anymore.
Yeah, it used to be the girls. I forgot what they're called, like the Chili's or something. But they're man among boy.
Dude,
sports.
that's a real sport.
I've seen some videos on it, and it looks way too brutal. It's like holy cow.
But it's safer. I mean, you have to, because everybody knows, like, yo, we could really hurt ourselves if we don't do this right. Mm-hmm. You have a lot more technique. You see, like in football and the NFL, you see a lot of people getting hurt, leading with their heads. Bro, you're not leading with your head when you don't have a helmet and you're going head on with somebody.
Yeah,
you know,
you can snap your neck or something. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, somebody's good transition, or at least a good coaching tool or whatever to like bring into football, right? Of like, go play rugby. Yeah. Then you throw in some pads and you have even less fear, but you know where to put your head and stuff. I don't know.
Speaking of football, the Aggies are undefeated, baby.
Did we win in Artesia? It was bad weather. I knew they were like posting was raining.
Well, they played against themselves.
No, they played against themselves. Either way, the Aggies won.
Oh shoot! I thought they had to run in somebody like Eastern or something.
No.
Okay,
no.
Cool.
But yeah, I saw that they had posted, and now we're what 1-0. Yeah, 1-0 right now. Heck yeah! And then we're about 145 days, I believe, away. Ooh. Yeah, 145 days away.
They have a
opening
countdown.
game. Heck yeah, they do. Aggie countdown. We play Bryant August 30th here at home, which is going to be nice. So really good season coming up, hopefully, potentially. We're going to start covering Aggie football a little bit more as we get closer to it, just because, again, we want to be prepped. We want to make sure everyone's prepped too as well with football. But yeah, it's coming up.
There's a lot more players to know in all those positions. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I know the weather there was a little, everyone was kind of, Aggie fans wise, we were like not hating on it, but like why didn't they have it here and stuff? I think that's a cool spot for it to be, and it kind of shows the players that we bring in. That like football's kind of a big thing around our state, right? Because the Bulldog Bowl is no joke. I played there once for JV.
Heck yeah.
That stadium
That's a
is
serious stadium.
I mean,
over there.
They got a jumbotron there. I mean, now most schools do, but they've had it for a while.
Yeah.
Turf everywhere. It's nice. So bad the weather. I don't think too many people showed up. I mean, you don't really show up for spring football games unless you're really devoted, but still in
Season
Artesia.
ticket holders and all that stuff.
It's NIL stuff too. You're trying to grow out more than just Las Cruces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're trying
That's
to
a good
claim it.
point.
I mean, UNM hasn't done it, right? And so we talk about the dirty South. Artesia is technically, I was talking to Javen and he's like, bro, technically we're South, Artesia, and like all that area there. So, I mean, we're just trying to like expand Aggie Nation for NIL, for fan
Did he
base,
go
for
to the
all of
game?
it. I don't think so.
No. It was like raining and sleeting and stuff.
He's got 3 kids. I'm
Yeah,
sure it was
yeah.
difficult for him to
He's a
just
little
haul
busy,
around.
yeah.
And see, for me, a couple of my friends and me a little bit too, I was a little hurt that it was over there and it wasn't here because usually they have it here every year, right?
They have practices you can go watch.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. Yeah, but they usually have the spring game every year.
I think they
here
had
at the Aggie
maybe
Memorial.
another. They might have had the Bulldog Bowl another year, but yeah, usually it's here, especially with Coach Kill. On those 2 years, there was here and here. Don't make him open to practice. Actually, the second year he didn't allow. He told everyone like on the mic, like no phones, because he wanted the plays
Recording
to
the
be-
plays and
Yeah,
everything, yeah.
So, but
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
scary. There's no way you can control that. I mean, you can ask, but people
yeah.
who are there to
Most
record
people-
are going to record.
Yeah, most people were pretty respectful and like didn't really
Yeah.
take the phones out. Probably they're scared. Coach Kill. I don't know if you had eyes in the crowd or something. But I think they have potential to be way better this year. I think Coach Sanchez is already making changes. Like last year, he was like, "Well, this guy quarterback, we have this guy. I don't know, we're gonna try this." Right away, I think he said that Logan Fife, who's a transfer from Fresno State and Montana, was the guy. Like he's gonna go with him as a quarterback. So that's pretty big because right there. I think his last name's Fife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5,
So
6 foot, 205.
I've heard good things. I've seen good film on him. He looks pretty confident. I know we have some other pretty big time quarterbacks that were transferred here and maybe signed out of high school. But I'm glad he's already naming someone the quarterback because last year was like too much. Like I think it was just too much on their mentals too. Like who's gonna be the guy this week? So I don't know. I think that's a good thing to do.
Just to decide that early on, right? Because then you have no idea. It loosens up the way you practice, the way you prepare, allows you to be a better leader in the locker room as well when you like know that your quarterback won.
You get so many reps too with like quarterbacks. Like if you have switches every time, you don't know really how they throw or what their route timing is like. So yeah, so it's a good thing. And obviously, I think I saw something too saying that we have a lot of returning starters for defense, but we also bring in a lot of big time dudes. So I think defense last year we kind of relied on mostly, but if we get the offense going and the defense kind of takes a step up from what they already were, we'll be pretty good.
Our defense was pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
And the times that we didn't do great was the offense just kept giving the ball back to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Against Liberty, I remember that
Yeah.
game. We were up and we were about to
yeah.
beat Liberty. We were
That's
about
right.
to knock them off, man. And then the offensive portion of the ball was just turning it over so many times. And then, of course, our defense had to consistently be out there all the time. But yeah, our defense is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we were solid. And I was always confused why, what's his name, running back who just came back. He played at Oklahoma.
We just talked about him the other day.
Yeah, I brought him up.
I think his 20 is his number.
Seth McGowan.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why Washington was really good. I know I've said it before, but Seth was averaging every time he'd get the carry, maybe four yards. And it was like the first contact, he'd get like 1 or 2 more yards after that. And Washington was much slower. He was a power runner, but man, it was just different. And I remember Seth didn't even touch the ball in the fourth quarter against Liberty. And I was so frustrated to see that. So I'm hoping, he gets back, and I think Washington graduated now. And so maybe he gets a little bit more of those crucial ice the game situations. He gets to hold it a little bit more.
I remember that too. I don't know if it was like off field stuff. Like maybe he got into it with the coach or something. I know he
He broke his hand.
Oh, did he?
In preseason. Preseason.
Okay.
I think it was his left or his right.
But yeah, he got taken out a lot, which is
Mm-hmm.
a little weird, but it must have been something like maybe some attitude or something. The coach is trying to make a point. I don't know.
I'd have an attitude too
But-
if we were not giving me the ball
Exactly,
and
yeah.
losing.
And you
The
know
lead
you're
is-
you're effective too
Yeah.
as a running back. Yeah.
Oh, he's number 1 now. He switched his number. Oh, he had a number 1.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why did I think 20? Oh, because Washington was like, no, he was like 3.
I
or
thought
something.
Washington was 22.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was averaging 67 yards a game. That's crazy.
And he is running back number 2. Like he wasn't even, and they were actually using him a little bit more on passing too.
Yeah,
they
I
were
noticed
dumping it
that.
off to him. It was a check down, and we had a lot of check downs, brother.
Yeah, that's the only thing we could
our
probably do.
line, hopefully that's also improved a little bit.
Yeah.
Our quarterback situation in general was also rough. So if we could work on our offense, I think we'll do a lot better.
I think we've always had issues with our quarterback, but not
Yeah.
counting
Besides-
Diego
no, yeah,
Pavia.
besides-
Besides Diego Pavia.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Besides then, Trevor Rogers was like a quarterback when we won the bowl game, but like he was off and on too. Like we had last year throughout his career, he was like going back and forth. So yeah, we got a little spoiled with some consistency at quarterback. Now we're back to it. So hopefully Logan can likes it here, 1, and then 2, just kind of plays football, like just has fun doing it. So
And I think we're going to have to get used to the reality that we're getting guys who need a second chance, need a reset, and we get them for 1 season,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And if they do really well, great, good for you. Go get your money NIL somewhere else. I think we need to start getting used to that and just root for the guys that come in and get
Yeah.
to know them. And I mean, make it feel like home, right? And hopefully they stay. But I don't want to see anybody turn down $1 million to go somewhere. You know,
And I think that's the harsh reality of being a
Yeah.
small major school. I mean, here in Las Cruces, like we don't have that money to keep those players. Like if they have an outstanding season for us, take us to a bowl game, win a bowl championship, maybe they're gone. I mean, they get so many offers like right after that, $1 million bucks. Like it's ridiculous. And you're right. How can you tell a kid, no, turn that down, man.
Yeah.
Like stay with us. You know, the family
it's
aspect
more than a
of
rookie
it.
contract.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah,
how are you
I
going to
saw
tell
that
them?
someone was making more than like a rookie.
Well,
in the
Cooper
NBA.
Flagg's staying because he's making more money at Duke than he
He's
will
not
be anywhere.
staying. Did he stay? He was
I think
staying?
he's staying. I think they said that he's staying another year.
No.
Yeah, this past week.
No. I'll
Give
put
it a
money.
goog.
I will put money on
Really?
that.
All right. Live right now. Live. But you said that. All right. I don't know if it's legal to bet on but I did see that he was going to stay.
Yeah, I did see a lot of reports saying that, but to be honest, man, I mean, you're guaranteed a number 1 pick right now. I think he's going to take off. He's going to take off to the league because again, with the deals that he's going to have going as the number 1 pick too, as well, is still going to bring him a couple $1 million getting drafted at the number 1. Yeah,
Get a little bit of signing bonuses.
yeah,
And then go play for who? I know we're getting away from local sports, but that's the thing for him is he might not like who
gets the
lottery.
lottery. Yeah, who gets the lottery. And I think that's the cool thing about this this NIL situation. I mean, you get to actually have players physically watch the lottery happen and see and pick where they want to go. So if he does not want to go to say the Falcons or the Heat or whoever gets the lottery pick, obviously he can just
Cowboys.
obviously he can just pull
Actually,
in for
I
another
probably want to play for the Cowboys.
who Cooper Flag,
Yeah.
the Cowboys.
Oh, I'm just saying, like in general, like if you get to choose.
Oh yeah. No. I was gonna say the Cowboys, the football team.
I mean the
you said the
Mavs.
Falcons,
I
you
meant
meant
the
the
Mavs. I was
Hawks.
thinking
Oh
Mavs.
yeah, the Hogs. My
I
bad.
was
My
like,
bad.
Falcons, you're in the wrong sport,
Yeah,
brother.
no. But yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing is that now they get to choose and everything like that. So, but I don't think he's gonna stay, man. The season that he had was a historical season. The only thing you can do from there is go down because we're gonna lose a lot of talent too as Duke. And I don't think he's gonna have the ambition or the drive or the push to actually go through the tournament again. And I don't think we're gonna go that deep like we did yesterday. So to the final
You can
four.
play for the Aggies if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
He's got
point
one
is
more year
like,
of
these-
eligibility.
yeah, the point is these kids are playing. These college kids are playing like they're in the professionals already.
Yeah.
and they're getting the money. So
It's a job now.
yeah, we gotta respect that they're one and done here, which is fine. Just make the year worth it, I guess, because use it as motivation. You know, play big here and go another place, get your money. So maybe we get some tournaments out of it in basketball, some bowl games, maybe a conference championship in football. But kind of going away from that, baseball for high school.
Talking about kids, like now it's like they're 2 years away from talking about that money. You know,
Yeah,
we're like that's
for real.
possible
In high school,
that's a possibility.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
to even be in high school sports right now and just Like, holy cow. Like back then we were just working to get to the college outlet to just say, hey, I'm a college athlete. But now these kids are actually training for the money. Like, that is insane. I see some parents
it changes the way you.
Oh yeah. I see some parents on TikTok putting their kids through some rigorous training programs, like through different outlets and everything that they have. And it's like, damn. Like, but you got to look at it like that. Like, holy cow, they have the potential in one more year to make, a couple $1 million depending on where they're going, especially with baseball, because we have some big names here in Las Cruces. I mean, and they're also going to big places. I mean, we've already had people going to LSU and different big colleges. So yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and I think they understand too, like we said last time with the girls showcase, that these girls and boys know that like being in New Mexico, it probably is a little disadvantage, and that they're going to take the JUCO route now that they know the rules, and then develop and then get their money once they go to Division I. I don't know if you can get NIL in JUCO. Maybe.
I think it's free game.
Free everything.
I believe so. I don't know. It may have just been an NCAA thing, but
the point is that
we'll look it up.
Yeah. But baseball and all sports. I don't know whether. Well, I guess Zayden Davis is the only really Division I guy going this year for sports wise. I can't think of anyone else that kind of committed to Division I besides our runners of Oregon Mountain. But beyond that, I think that I want to go over the standings for baseball.
Is Centennial still undefeated, huh? I think they're 13 for the whole season. I think they're 13
baseball first, but softball, yes, they're 13 0.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But baseball for district, they're Centennial's first two. They're 3-0 and then 10-4. And then we got Oregon Mountain 3-0, 9-4-1. And then Cruces 2-1, 11-3, and Mayfield 1-2. 6-7-1. Mayfield's also, like we said before, going through that new rebranding with the new coach. But they beat Cruces. And
Mayfield is 2 runs away from being undefeated in district play.
Yeah.
They lost 4-3 on Monday.
Yeah, sure. You went to the game.
Yeah. 4-3, and there was some controversy there and like rules. And I was talking to some of the other like old timers there. They're watching. They were like talking about the rules and what was going on. And I actually stumped them because they're like, they didn't know the rule. I was like, yo, I think that run counted. There was someone on deck who touched the ball, and there was a runner on third.
For Cruces,
and they called the runner on third out. It was
Mayfield.
It was ball 4. Yeah, Mayfield.
Okay.
There was a runner on first and third, and it was ball 4. And the catcher, it was in the dirt, and the catcher missed it, and I think it bounced off the umpire, and like shoots left towards the on deck circle of the batter. But he wasn't paying attention, so he turns around and he just grabs the ball. But it was a live ball, so the runner on third ran home, and so he was already more than halfway there. And when they grabbed it, they called time and say that the lead runner was out, and then they said that the runner on first was safe at second, and then the batter was safe at first.
So what's the rule?
And I was like, what in the world? How does that happen? Where all of a sudden there's one runner out? Why don't you just put everybody back in like if it was just a walk?
Yeah.
But they got the runner out there, and it changes from a runner on third base with 1 out to 2 outs with runners on first and second. And that was in the 5th inning, and they were down by 2, and they ended up losing by 1.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was close. And then they ended up losing again on Friday. Doubleheader was 1-2, and then they won 1-2, right? So it was super close. I was paying attention to that because I know I was mean to Mayfield about like your last, but I really do think that they were solid. They were solid players, and they did really good. And I think good coaching. There were some decisions there to like bunt where you probably maybe didn't have to, but it's pretty close. It's a close district. Oregon Mountain's gonna win it though, baby.
Oregon Mountain,
Coach Lara, let's go.
I was going over on top. I don't know who the NMOT. I guess some like coaches do their own coaches poll here in New Mexico, but Cruces is the only one that was in the top 10. I think they're 8th, and then Mayfield and Oregon Mountain got a couple of votes. But yeah, I think our district here is tough, and hopefully, I think at least 3 teams will make the state playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. But Mayfield seems like they're on the uprise in baseball. Like I said before, the softball was kind of on the down low a couple years ago, and baseball too. But I think they have a good coach and they have a good coaching staff. I was telling you, the Montoya's father and son are head coach and assistant coach, and they know baseball. Even back in the day when I was playing, like they always had good teams and whatnot. So I think he's just bringing that mentality to Mayfield, and they even like redid all their facilities and the baseball and all that.
They had like one of the nicer facilities back in the day too. So I can't imagine what it looks like now. But I asked one of the assistant coaches, I'm not sure what his name was. I just went to the dugout and I asked him about that play. I just explained. And he just said, yeah, man, lead runner is out on that situation. He didn't really say much after that.
Yeah.
I was wearing the tag, right? So he like obviously knew. He's like, so maybe he just didn't want to say too much. Because I asked him, I was like, I don't think that was the right call. I think you guys should have gotten one more run there. At least not in that situation, but at least having one out, bases loaded.
Yeah.
That's a crazy difference than 2 outs, you know? And he just said the lead runner's out. So I don't know. But yeah, he was cool and answered questions and whatever. So shout out to the coaches at Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first series.
Gonna go to softball?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do it. I don't know how Steven does this, man. I'm over here like trying to navigate.
You're so quiet today now. That's
because I'm like,
we should let Steven.
man.
Yeah, we should have someone else. Well, maybe I'll do it with Steven and talk a little more.
Here.
We get to know Steven a little bit more.
I was like, geez.
He is always just like working that baby.
But Centennial, still 13-0, 3-0 district. Oregon Mountain 3-0, 9-3-1, and the Mayfield 2-1, 12-1, and then Las Cruces 1-2 in district and 10-3. All of them have winning seasons overall. Softball is doing work. And before even our class, like I think that we won softball in Cruces a couple of years.
I know my year. Cruces won 13-1 state.
Yeah. And then there was
Erica Polanco pitched a perfect game in the state championship.
Who did?
Erica Polanco.
Oh yeah, Erica. Yeah, shout out to Erica. Yeah, forgot about Erica. She did softball. Yeah, there's a lot of athletes that were back then that were pretty beast. And then Centennial won a couple years later, and they won a couple since. Oregon Mountain's always been good, and then I said Mayfield's kind of on the down low, but they're pretty good this year. So
12-1.
Yeah,
not too bad.
And I think they were loaded with seniors. So like I said before, I think
Centennial?
No, Mayfield.
Oh.
I think Mayfield was like preparing for this, like just kind of talking to girls, like, "Hey, let's stick together. We're there. We're looking pretty good." Maybe they stuck together in JV years, but yeah, they're doing work right now.
I guess that's gonna be a good game tomorrow. Mayfield and Centennial.
I was gonna say, they play this week. We should probably 1-2 right in the state, so we should probably go.
That's gonna be sick.
And then if you notice, it's pretty organized after this. So the 3 games that you see, that's a series. So now it's 3-game series. So it's going to slow down now. They're going to be 3 games at a time is what happens. Yeah.
I know softball did that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even in baseball, everyone's 1-2, 3-0, whatever. Is it those 3 games? So it was Oregon Mountain played Gadsden, Cruces Mayfield played, and then I don't know who's left. Centennial, I don't know who they played.
They played Alamogordo.
Alamogordo's
pretty good.
So that's how the matchups are. You play 3 games in a week.
And that's the other reason why I'm so quiet, man. I'm just learning from you guys. Baseball is not my forte, so
yeah. No, it's cool. I thought of you at that Mayfield game on Monday because it was super close, and there was some drama there with do you take out the pitcher? Because they did take out the pitcher who he pitched 6 innings.
Wow!
And in the 3rd, he got hit in the face and started bleeding. He had a Band-Aid across his chin.
Like he got it. Someone hit it and hit him in the face.
Nope. He was batting, and the pitcher hit him in the face, as what you had talked about.
Yeah.
And so he went down. He was he kind of squatted down and was resting. Trainers went out, checked on him. I thought he was going to be out because he got hit straight, like pitch right to the face. And the inning ended, and for a little bit, they took like 5 minutes to, they're like, well, what's going on? Come on, keep the game going. And they're like, no, we're the kid wants to play. He wants to pitch. So he stayed in.
Yeah.
And he only allowed 1 run.
And that's the thing. Baseball players are tough, man.
Yeah,
they are tough.
Yes,
because a lot of them, again, are coming from the football too as well, but they're just tough kids in general.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's a lot more scouts come here locally to see those kids in terms of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see a lot more opportunities those baseball players get to as well.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's cool. And who knows? Like I said, there was people there with scanners. I don't know which ones were parents or which ones were scouts, but maybe there were some scouts there.
And even professional scouts. It's crazy seeing a Yankees scout last year at a high school New Mexico baseball game. That's insane. Yeah. But yeah, no, these kids are really, really good, really tough athletes over there too as well. And then I know they had the game in memory of that player that lost his life, correct? just recently.
Yeah, I don't know if they had senior night and just celebrated, his life and whatnot. But yeah, they did something special for the player who passed away on Centennial. So that was really cool to see. And I don't know if the weather was good that day, but the weather was kind of weird this week. But I was hoping it'd be a little good for that. But yeah, they paid their respects and condolences to him. So that was really cool to see. And
and it's really cool because I'm seeing also on social media a lot of the local baseball players, no matter what school they're from, they're wearing buttons on their hats.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like a ribbon, right?
Yeah,
there's some
they're
red
wearing
I see on the
buttons or
side.
ribbons or something on their hats, which is pretty cool. So I like that we're coming together as a community and not necessarily, that division of the schools and everything like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, shout out to them. I mean, even the ribbon, right? A ribbon is what it is. But I mean, if to the kids who knew them or from Cruces, the kid who also passed away there, I know I've just from friends that I've talked to, there's kids who are actually struggling and a ribbon isn't helping in that sense, And so if you need help, it's okay not to be okay. Get the help you need, reach out to someone, talk to someone. You're loved. And so, because it's cool to see those types of things and obviously want to put recognition on it and have those games. But there's kids when they go home, they're really having a hard time.
Yeah.
So get the help you need. It's okay. It's all right to say you're not all right. So
definitely.
And I know of a couple of people that were there and they're just having a hard time recovering because that's it's not something easy to see, So but I'm glad we're coming together as a community, supporting them athletically and, sharing the memories, sharing the effect that they had on the community too as well. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know we talked about baseball. I know I was quiet most of the time, so sorry, boys, but it was awesome listening to you guys.
I knew respect to Steven there.
Oh, man. Yes, major respect to Steven because this job is hard, man. So I don't know how you do it. But again, catch us next week. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to say something nice to someone because you never know what they're going through. All right, Amen and Echo.
Thanks,
We're
guys.
out. Peace.